I was thinking about this earlier, and it kind of dawned on me. And I heard Carl DeMaio talking about it today on the radio. And are you elite? Are you a part of that class? Do you have that type of juice to do what you want, to say what you want to say, to go where you want to go, and be who you want to be, despite your rules you might impose on others? See, you saw something with Nancy Pelosi today when she basically wanted to tell the hair stylist salon, whatever, to apologize for setting her up. And there's something interesting about that, okay? There's a big correlation here between the folks who are out looting and rioting, murdering, assaulting people, getting in folks' faces, jumping on them in their restaurants and all that, and hurting people. They really don't think they're doing something wrong. In their mind, they believe that they are entitled to do what they're doing, despite what the real feeling they may be causing other people, despite what the consequences are of their actions. They really don't believe that there's any consequence to what they say or what they do. And this even in the Christian world as well too. There's people who think that they're smarter spiritually, that like other people are just dumb. Like they really think that people are just stupid for not acting, thinking, believing the way that they do. And I'm a pastor, okay? And I'm just telling you that it's really sad. And here's what I'm thinking, that there's a disconnect here, because the regular person, they don't think of themselves that way. They just want to go about their day. They want to do, take care of their business. They don't think that the letters behind their name give them some sort of, juice about all things in life. They might have a pretty good voice into some things, but people can still question, and people can still do their own research and find their own answers. But if you're not elite, if you don't think of yourself that way, then you're just a peasant. You're just the proletariat, okay? This is where you need to understand the language of proletariat and the bourgeoisie. See, the people who try to make you think they're part of the proletariat, these individuals are the ones who actually want to rule the proletariat. Now, this language may sound freaking weird to you. You might be like, what, proletariat, bourgeoisie, what is that? Well, that's actually Marxist language. That's actually how they distinguish between the rich and the poor. See, the people who are in that position of power, they believe that they can rule over those who are the lesser. But they've described other people as being the ones in power, as being the bourgeoisie. So they called the Republicans, GOP and all that, they called them the bourgeoisie. But the folks within the proletariat, supposedly, these individuals, they have the ability to speak into the lives, to rule, to do what they like to everybody else. See, they're not part of the same class. They are the elites, okay? And they have no business even associating with the normal people, even though they try to make themselves like the normal people. And that's where you find a lot of black folks who realize that the black people within leadership, within the Democrat Party, they actually were ruling over their constituents. They actually weren't governing. They were ruling. And their point of being was just to have the position of office, and then to use that office for their own good. I mean, look at the Democrat-run cities. Look at the places where black people destroy one another, and they blame it on white people, even though black people have been in positions of governance and leadership for decades. It's still the white person's fault. Look at black lives that are destroyed by black people in general. It's pretty astounding. But you blame other people for your actions, then you're not responsible, and there's no consequence. So are you elite? Do you think of yourself that way, where you don't have consequences for your actions like Nancy Pelosi today? And I'm going to hammer in on that one, okay? Because my wife is a small business owner, and for her to have gone through, what she went through, while Nancy Pelosi can do whatever she wants, and then tell everybody else that you need to wear a mask and you need to do these things to help society out and to do your part. They're not doing their part. Why? She didn't seem like she was worried about catching COVID. In fact, you think about that, she wasn't worried about that. Why wouldn't she be worried about that? Why wouldn't she be worried about wearing a mask? Interesting, right? Think about that. Why? Well, that's another conversation for another day. But That's the elite. That's how they think, and that's what they want you to be subject to. And it's not just Nancy Pelosi. There's several other people in positions of governance from Democrat-led cities or states do the same exact thing. You need to know that. Now remember, these are the leadership. The regular Democrat, the regular person who's been subject to these same rules, you're not the elite. You're just part of the folks who just need to do what you're told. And that's where the difference is. They'll do what they want to do. They'll tell you what they want you to do. And you better obey. Because if you don't, you'll be like this woman who's the salon owner, who she probably is going to get sued. Watch. She's probably going to get sued. She's probably going to have an issue with her business later on. That's just the way that they work. That's how they do it. They go after people who obey the rules. And they make it really hard because the folks on the couch are easy to rule. Folks on the couch, they obey the rules. The people on the TV, they don't obey the rules. They do what they want. And you people on the couch, you pay for it. I'm tired of paying for their crap. I think you are too.